unadjudicated probation for evading arrest or detention with a motor vehicle. Was a third-degree felony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that true? Yes. Allegation one states you committed the what's he?
I believe all of them, Your Honor.
One states you committed the offensive theft of a firearm on
that-
about April 20th.
I'm sorry, that was refused, Your Honor. So that won't. Sorry, but yeah, I forgot about.
To change your story.
Yes, I'll change my story. We're not pleading true to count number one, but I think it's count number two. Let me see. Right.
So you're to identify people.
Yes.
Yes,
We're doing that one in the money and the.
Okay.
other element.
Number two states that David Lionel Jackson IV, and that's you, you're a fourth.
Yes, Your Honor.
Committed the offense of failure to identify fugitive false information on or about April 20th, 2022 in Jefferson County, Texas, in that you intentionally gave a fictitious name and residence address and date of birth to a peace officer you knew who was a peace officer who had lawfully detained you and had requested the information at the time of the detention. You were a fugitive from justice. And is that true and correct?
Yes.
Give it a sign.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was a fugitive at the time. I think he just gave he gave. There's some explanation. I might have to explain.
Look. Does it matter if he's a fugitive or not?
No, that's what I'm saying.
If there's a question about it,
We'll get back to
fugitive on that. Okay.
Yeah.
So that everybody is. Not. I don't think that's going to make a difference.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's gonna hang up the rest of everything else, Your Honor, but I
Okay. All right. Any objection? I'm going to take out the portion. And at the time of the detention, the defendant was a fugitive from justice.
no objection to say, Your Honor.
And what remains is against the peace and dignity of the state.
Yes.
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 Okay. How do you, and you plead true to this? Sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
3 states if you fail to avoid injurious or vicious habits by possessing a firearm. That can't be right, as directed by the court. It should say you fail to avoid injurious or vicious habits as directed by the court by possessing a firearm. It should.
That's good. No objection to if the court wants to read it, Your Honor.
Just take as directed by the court out. That's unnecessary language.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll pound that. No objection.
So once again, that you fail to avoid injurious or vicious habits by possessing a firearm on or about April 20th, 2022 in violation of condition 2 of defendant's deferred adjudication order. And that should be by knowingly possessing. Does the defendant waive? I'm adding knowingly.
That's fine, Your Honor. No objection.
You're waiving any additional time? That
Yeah, yes, Your
ought to
Honor.
be allotted under law.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do you understand what you started with there, sir?
Yes,
Is that true or untrue?
Your Honor.
4, you failed to immediately report to the probation officer your arrest. And actually, none of these are good because which arrest would that be? It doesn't. There is nothing about an arrest up to this point. We're going to skip that. That's just not well written. 5. You provided a urine sample on or about August 9th, 2022, which showed the presence of tetrahydrocannabinol in marijuana. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also, are you pleading true to allegations 2, 3, and 5 of this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and because those are true as they are alleged?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand, by pleading true to one or more of these, that is enough to grant this motion to revoke probation.
Yes.
Your probation can be revoked. You can be found guilty and sentenced up for the full range of punishment. And this is a third-degree felony, which means you're looking at no less than 2, no more than 10 years confinement in prison. Knowing that, you insist on pleading true.
Yes, Your Honor.
I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. Is there any agreement on this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
We're letting the court decide this one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to call my client just to go over some of these allegations. Just want to, David, you heard some of the allegations made against you. The first one I want to talk about is the fail to ID. You pled true to that because you didn't, I guess, clarify, but what ultimately happened? What name did you give the officer?
The name that I gave to the officer was David Jackson.
Okay.
And I am the fourth. So me being the fourth, when they booked me into jail, they actually booked me in my dad's name.
So, yes, you did not give him the full correct name because you didn't add additional part in there, but it wasn't in an attempt to hide your name, was it? As far as you recall, you weren't trying to avoid being known as David Jackson. You just didn't give the rest of the full name. Okay, all right. So then your intent was not to try to mislead the officers. You didn't think to give them the rest of the name because you're a fourth. Okay, all right. And you at one point you did use some marijuana. Okay, all right. And you knew you weren't supposed to do that, but you did that anyway, right? Okay, all right. And yes, speak up so she can hear you. And you did fail to tell your probation officer about when you got arrested, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Why did you not tell the officer about that?
I actually wasn't aware of it at the time.
Okay.
And she actually, first got on probation, she actually went down with all the rules with me, but I wasn't aware of doing that.
All right. But otherwise, besides the violation where you used some drugs, didn't report, how have you been doing on probation since then?
I've been reporting every time on my report date. I finished all of my community service within the first year. I had 600 hours of community service. I finished all of them within a year. So I did, as long as I finished all my community service within the first year of adjudication, I was able to get 300 credited. So I was able to finish community service within that time.
Okay. So you've been checking in, doing community service, doing everything you thought you were supposed to be doing.
Yes, I've been doing.
And as far as money goes, you've been paying all your money?
Yes,
Okay.
I've been paying all my money.
Okay. Now currently you are behind right now, right?
Right.
Okay. And I want to get into that. There's a reason why you're behind, right?
Yes.
Okay. One of our last court dates when you were supposed to be here, you did not show up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And why didn't you show up?
I actually got shot and I had a very, very bad surgery. And I had to get my stomach cut and I also had to wear a catheter. That's what I'm wearing right now currently. I actually got to take urine through a catheter and I'm still having pains within all that urine. My stomach.
So you have quite a bit of medical problems going on right now. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You're recovering, but slowly. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And like I said, you have to release urine out of a catheter. You can't just go to the restroom like you used to do.
Okay.
Okay. And you don't even know how long this is going to be for, do you?
No, I don't.
They're still doing surgeries on you, still doing
Yes.
work,
Yes.
and you may recover fully, you may not. You don't know yet.
Yes. I actually have to get another bladder surgery.
You have another bladder surgery coming up, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. You're asking the court to continue on probation. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You think that you can continue on and catch up on the money that you owe?
Yes,
Okay.
I can.
Okay. You can catch up.
I can catch up.
Okay. As far as community service, you already done that. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have any of that to do, which might be a problem now, but otherwise you can follow the rules and do what you need to do. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Pass the witness, Sean.
Mr. Jackson, if it says in the report here that you gave the name of Tyrants Jackson, would that be true or false?
That's false.
Do you have a police officer here?
Yes, sir. I can have him here in 5 minutes. He's right across the street, and I spoke with Mr. West, and he said he was pleading true to
I
this. So
can't tell you, you attempted to deceive me and you're sunk, okay? That's all I'm gonna tell you. I see where this is headed. And that's okay. Your future depends upon the choices you make in this hearing, whether you're going to be honest and forthright or not. But what's happened is you pleaded true to this number 2, and you turned around and testified that you didn't commit the crime. Because the elements say you intentionally give a false statement, and you just tried to convince this court that you gave a name. And I'm a junior, I give John Stevens, and not thinking that I'm going to trick somebody into thinking that that there's somebody that's 25 years older than me who's my dad, and he's a senior. But no, what you told me was what you said, and it's on the record. She puts down everything, and it was clear that you gave your correct name, and your correct name it may or may not include the 4th, but nobody's going to call me a liar if I'm not going to accept them if I say I'm John Stevens, even though I don't say it's John Stevens Jr. every time. And but what he said was not your name that was given. And we're going to bring the police officer, and I'll give them all the time they need to bring a police officer. But the last thing you want to do is trick and lie to me at this stage of your probation. Okay, that's all. Just a warning. Honesty means everything. Everybody makes mistakes. Honesty is an intentional act. When you're not going to be honest, it's obvious that you're committing an intentional act to deceive. And I'm the last person who is your supervising official on a 3rd-degree felony if you want to lie. That's all I'm going to tell you.
And Your Honor,
Go ahead.
Sorry, just to be clear for the record, the name he gave in the actual offense report is Tyrants David Jackson. So the first name was Tyrants, the name that he gave according to
That's not what he said. He said David Jackson.
Yes, sir.
As opposed to his dad. So I'll give you some time.
Yes, sir. They'll be over
over.
here. Yes, sir.
Did you want anybody else to testify here? You got
Your Honor, you want to let me
providing your incentive.
you can pass the witness back to me. I think I can maybe clear that up and we might have to do that.
I've already sworn him in. If
No.
he wants to say he committed perjury a little while ago, that's his business, but you're not going to lie to this court. This is court of honor, not a deception.
Now, I'll pass the witness back, Your Honor.
Mr. Jackson, you heard a moment ago that their name of Tyrants David Jackson. Do you know a Tyrants David Jackson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Who's that?
That is actually my cousin.
Okay. Now, did you add the name Tyrants before you added David Jackson? I mean, did you say that name or mention that name to the officer? Where did he get his name from? Is what I'm saying. Why does he?
Yes, I gave the officer that name, Tyrants David Jackson.
And
Why did you lie to me like that? Why would you look me in the eye and under oath and when I am the determiner of your future and just lie, bold-faced lie? You don't think we've been doing this long enough we've done this long enough. We can tell when people aren't telling the truth. And I knew it wasn't. I mean, it didn't ring true at all. And it didn't take long to ferret it out, did it?
No, it didn't.
Well, that's no way to handle this problem. You
You
fell in the hole. We gave you a shovel to get out, and all you decided to do was dig the hole deeper, not to use it as a tool to get out. But you're not the first person who does that, but I'll just shake my head in bewilderment because you've got nothing to gain and everything to lose by lying to me. I get just frustrated because it's like walking a car wreck habit. I don't like to see that. This is a room of choice making. You decide the choices you want. And you have to stand by the ramification of your choices. If they're deceitful and you're caught, you pay a price.
That's what, Sean. That's the only other question I had to make sure to clarify.
Your Honor, the state would just call Miss Campos, Alexandria Campos.
Raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the statement you made today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Campos, please state your name for the record.
Sandria Campos,
And Ms. Campos, how are you presently employed?
by Jefferson County Community Supervision.
Okay.
Right.
And Ms. Campos, are you familiar with the David Lionel Jackson IV?
I am.
And do you see him standing here today?
Yes, I do.
Could you please point and describe what he's wearing?
White shirt. Black.
Your Honor, state would just ask that the record reflect the witness identified the defendant.
Yes. It will.
And Ms. Campos, do you supervise Mr. Jackson on probation?
I do.
Okay. And as part of his terms and conditions, is it that he not use or possess any drug or use of possession of and prescriptions for any and all medication must be disclosed to your probation officer?
Correct.
Okay. On or about the 9th day of August 2022, did Mr. Jackson provide a urine sample to your office?
Yes, you did.
And did it test show positive for the presence of tetrahydrocannabinol?
Yes.
Okay. And also, did Mr. Jackson on that same date, the 9th day of August 2022, provide a urine sample that showed positive for the metabolic byproducts of opiates?
Yes.
And those were both violations of condition 10 of the defendant's probation order?
Yes, sir.
Pass the witness. Your
How's Mr. Jackson been doing on probation since being released after this motion revoke's been filed?
Since he's been on bond, he reports as directed. He did draw that drug test while on bond. He has the GPS monitor, no violation, no zone violations, but he does have a charging issue, like often, like based on the charger. He's currently behind $269, but I know he's not working because of his health condition at the moment.
Okay. And as far as health condition, you heard him talk about kind of his health condition earlier. Do you does that all sound correct?
Yes.
Okay, because you were informed of his situation as well. And even you and I talked last court date about it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And is he also true that he's done his community service?
Yes.
Okay, so that what he testified earlier is correct.
Mhm.
Okay. So he has, besides picking up this new Delta ID and failing the drug test, he's been pretty good though, right?
Yes.
Relatively. I mean, okay. No other major concerns.
Yes, sir.
Pass the witness.
No further questions from the witness, Your Honor. Stay with it.
Go ahead.
I'll go first, Your Honor. Yes. Your Honor, we were going to request for Mr. Jackson to continue on probation. We have, in essence, 2 violations. We have him committing the new offensive Delta ID, and you heard his testimony. He admitted that he did tell the wrong name, and he's going to eventually pay the price for that because we're going to have to go to the misdemeanor court and take care of that. That's going to be there. Okay. And then he failed 1 drug test here while he was out on bond, which is bad, but it is what it is. I would argue to let him continue on probation, or even if you wanted to hold it in abeyance for some time out in the future, however the court wanted to do it, to see how he's going to be doing in the future. Also, his recovery. He's got some medical issues coming up, got surgeries. That's also going to be a burden on the county if we put him in the jail for now, or the state to take care of all of his recovery, his medical care from here on out. If these violations were greater, I wouldn't argue that. I wouldn't even bring that up. But I think the fact that this is just I don't want to say any crimes minor because all crimes are serious, but in our system, it's a class B. It's a smaller crime here, Delta ID. And THC, it's marijuana. If this was meth or PCP or something different, I know how the court feels about that, but we're talking about 1 fel for marijuana. He hasn't failed since then. There was no reports of that before that time. So I would give him a chance to continue on and see how he does.
Just as the court's aware, Mr. Jackson obviously pled true to possessing a firearm in violation of his probation conditions, as well as testing positive to the opiates and the tetrahydrocannabinol. He's also, as he testified, been shot as well, and does have health conditions as a
What was that
result of that.
circumstance all about? Nobody really let me know much about the details on that.
I'm not quite sure, Your Honor.
What happened, Dave? Why'd you get shot? How'd you get shot? What happened there?
I was just innocent bystander. It was.
I can't hear.
Hey, talk about it.
I'm sorry.
You gotta speak up, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. I was
And
actually.
truthfully,
Yes,
I
sir.
must add.
Yes, sir. I was actually innocent bystander. I was caught in the middle of a crossfire. I was grazed in my head, and I was actually shot in my lower back that actually came out through my bladder.
When was
Yeah.
that?
That happened November 7th.
Last year?
Of 2022.
Yes, sir.
What was the circumstances? Was somebody arrested or anything like that?
I'm still currently trying to push charges.
Was the police called out to the scene?
Yes, yes. I actually called the police. Yes.
I'm not aware of a case that we have, Your Honor, on that.
Just
but,
probation know anything about this? We're finding out.
I found out at a court date, and then I did see him in office and just explained that he was shot.
But
But
we
no.
don't know anything about him being shot. What the circumstances were out there? Was that happening in Beaumont?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I was made aware of it the night before, or then when it happened, they called my office the next morning because he was supposed to be in court. Because we actually showed up, the three of us to court, and we got told, and then I think your court or one of the bailiffs or somebody confirmed that he was in fact in the hospital at the time. But
Okay,
I believe it.
but I'd like to know what the circumstances were.
do you know the name of the individual?
I don't anything.
But he said he called the police.
I
somebody
actually
else,
called
or did you call the police or?
ransom nearby neighbor door and knocked on the door, and I just laid there and
Like,
The police showed up, I guess.
yeah, police showed up most
They
definitely.
hadn't done an investigation.
Do you
So
remember what
they
date
didn't
that
do
was?
any investigation.
You remember the
No,
date?
no, no.
That was November 7th.
November 7th?
It was November 7th.
Where?
What's the
You
address?
said Beaumont.
What street? What?
Was it a street and a residence or a business?
It was a street. Let me say, Georgetown Street, Georgetown, around, what's that area? Langham. And that's a very quiet area. Langham, off of College,
Mhm.
around Georgetown area.
So what were you doing there? Leads me to ask, what were you doing?
I was there at that time.
Sir?
What were you doing there? Why were you in that
You're
area?
jumping back a little bit here.
I was actually staying there.
Staying there?
Yes.
You mean like living there? It was an
Temporary
residence?
thing, temporary residence.
Did you know that?
Staying with my,
I know, everything you say just digs deeper hole. We don't know that. And I'm about to ask about what time this happened. That you're out and about. What time did this happen?
out and about.
What time did it happen? Because we're gonna call, well, we're gonna call them, there'll be a police report. What time?
Roughly, was it night? Was it nighttime or
It
daytime?
was most definitely nighttime.
Nighttime,
But
okay.
I can't remember the time. I remember I passed out, probably roughly around 9 o'clock, around late 8 o'clock, early 9 o'clock, around that time. About late 8 o'clock around that time.
Look into that, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Find out.
But it should.
Make sure that he's
should
not
be-
bursting a curfew. But we certainly, you're living you just had blurted out, you're living over there. We don't know that. Do we? No. That's something else you're supposed to. That was enough.
I don't really.
Why were you staying there?
That was actually my mom's address. And I was over there. She just currently had a stroke. And actually around that area, it's a lot of carjacking around that time. And I went out at the wrong time to check the mail and I got shot. And I don't know who shot me. I don't know anything. I ran in fear for my life. but I can name for sure it happened around like late 8 o'clock. It was nighttime.
No, but you got a curfew from Tennessee.
My curfew is 10
Everybody.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock at night. And I'm in every night at 10.
It says you live at, Cumberland.
No, I don't live there.
I don't think that's what the probation has either.
That's on the indictment. What do you,
That is, I have
24.
his. Lucas.
man,
I'm sorry.
what was it?
The address I have is 20 East Lucas.
But that's not where this happened.
No, that's not what happened. But that's where I stay with my grandmother.
But you're supposed to know where you are when you change your residence.
No, I still stay on 20.
I don't even know where you sleep at night, every night. You
22.
can't, I mean, if that were true, we'd have we'd have probationers sleeping in a different place every night. We'd never know where they are. We're supposed to know where you are so we can supervise you.
Yes, sir.
Where you
Stay
live.
with I stay with my grandmother.
That's not what you told her.
I think what he's saying is that his permanent address is his address is the Lucas
Oh.
location. But I think that he's saying that he
We have
was,
to know where you are
Okay.
so that we can monitor if necessary.
Yes, sir.
We can go find you if necessary. Otherwise, we're not supervising. We don't know where you are.
It happened before every night I make sure I'm in the house by 10 o'clock, before 10 o'clock.
Which house? We don't know which house. It doesn't, how can we monitor you if you're somewhere on the planet with 7 billion homes on the planet? How are we supposed to be able to supervise you? And you said, well, I was in it 10. How do we know? We don't know where you are. We ought to be able to go, walk up to the door, knock on the door and say, hello, where are you?
And I
David,
also
come
have
on up, and you come up to here I am. Good. Thank you. Did well. And we move on.
he was on ankle monitor at the time, Your Honor, so it wasn't. So. For what it's worth, it makes.
Yeah, no, but we can't be tracking them down with an ankle monitor.
And I think his issue is, he's probably not being able to explain it really well, is that he was staying with his mom for a night or so. It wasn't
The
just.
thing didn't start. This thing didn't go off well at all because he's got an honesty issue. He's got a forthright.
I think some of that might be fear, Your Honor. I think he's
Fear?
very, very
We all
afraid.
fear telling a lie under oath.
I understand.
That's burden. Yeah, 13 days. So you won't get much time credit if I sentence you to 10 years. Any violation is enough to do that. 13 days doesn't get you out of prison early. All right. Okay. What do y'all say?
Your Honor, just based on,
Take it on the, go, John.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, the court's aware, obviously, of the issues here
Yeah, I
involved.
want this at all.
We just leave it with the court to decide. Well, I know he's got a health conditions, so I'm not, with the jail being able to take care of that, I'm not sure. But obviously there's,
Okay, when the health conditions, what requires you to have medical assistance every day? Do you? Do you need medical assistance every day? God,
I have a catheter.
pulling that thing out. Okay, you have a catheter, but do you have to have assistance or can you take care of that yourself?
I can take care of it.
I had a catheter too. Got one.
How
Everybody's
often,
had kidney stones and but I didn't have half the planet taken care of me. I mean, I took care of myself on that and I could, like everybody else can take care of, unless you have special circumstances. A catheter doesn't mean that you can't take care of yourself and have a catheter.
how often do you go to the doctor? How often do you have doctor visits?
I have a follow-up every 30 days.
Every 30
And I
days?
I actually have another follow-up, which is in March 22nd.
Do you have this, you said you had to have another surgery coming up. Do you have that scheduled yet, or are you gonna find that out soon?
I'm gonna find that out March 22nd. I know I need surgery, but I will get the official day on March 22nd. And
March 22nd, what day is it?
March 22nd is a Wednesday.
Okay. Anything else?
Just the fact that he's got some issues, and I think this is not a situation where we want to put this individual in jail. Because of those reasons. I said, this situation, I don't think we want to put him in custody because of his medical situation right now.
I'm in disagreement.
Okay.
He's done enough to convince me that he's gonna need some tinkering. I'm gonna find it, nothing further. There is sufficient evidence to support this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation by a preponderance of the evidence of greater as allegations 2, 3, and 5 have been proven true. And that is enough to grant this motion and revoke your probation. I'm going to find though that I think what I'm going to do is order an amendment. I'm going to continue probation. You're going to do 30 days in the county jail on weekends, successive weekends.
Yes, sir.
And then you get 2 days. So that means you're going to do 15 weekends.
I can do that.
Just do it.
Yes, sir.
Don't just talk, but talk. Walk, good walk. That's what's once said. But your failure to be forthright and flirting around with these violations and not keeping the probation officer completely informed about your whereabouts. I don't like this, and we're going to follow up. I would like to know about your report and see what the circumstances were. I don't want to hear about him bursting a curfew, being out, taking a bullet on our watch when we don't know where the heck he really is. That's not.
Yes, sir.
For us to supervise you, we have to know where you want, sir. But you're taking this.
And actually, right now, I stay with my grandma, and my mother just moved with us because she just had a stroke. So I'm having to take care of really both of them because they both.
You got to take people who rely on you. You got to be acting more responsible than you've acted, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think we're all in agreement with that. But again, another thing is be honest.
Yes,
Be
sir.
honest.
Yes, Your Honor.
Knows just when I get you in a lie, both face to this court. That's just not right. Because things are always, we can work things out. Sometimes it's things, sometimes it's just easy to fix. But to play cat and mouse and hide and seek with the truth is no way of handling your responsibilities with this probation. And the probation officer, she's your lifeline. Every probationer trips. Every one of them trips sometime along probation, but they're forthright and they're honest about it, and it works out for the most part fine, but without any bruising. So you begin tomorrow, auto before 6 o'clock p.m. and each weekend, each Friday thereafter until 30 days of service on weekends, and also.
Yes, sir. I'll check, but I didn't see him in the system as I searched under victim name. There was not an incident, but I'll call Walmart PD and ask about that date.
And I'll follow up with Daniel about that.
Okay, all right.
When do you want to see him back, Judge? For months?
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Carlos Garcia,